Well, I'm back on the roadrunner today. Started working on this fender here. It must have had 2 gallons of bondo on it. I took it off with a torch and a scraper, and then I used a paint stripping thing. I thought this whole thing was bad, but it looks like the rust starts right in here somewhere, and it got real bad in there, and it goes all the way almost up to the front, but the very bottom of it is still pretty solid. So it looks like I can put about a 3-inch wide patch in there and weld it in. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Yeah, this zone works pretty good. See these little pinholes right here, and of course this is all really bad in here, and it goes forward to right in this area. Yeah, you can see that's pretty much all chewed up, but it doesn't go to the corner. So I'm going to mark this out now with a felt pin so I can see where I'm going to cut it. Well, that's about what I need to cut out. It's probably 2 foot long and 3 inches wide. I tried to make it a same distance here from the top. I didn't have much luck with that, and from the bottom, but this has all been up here in the bottom too, so I didn't get a straight line. But that's approximately what I'm going to need. It's got a slight curve to it. I think I have a piece of stainless that I can cut that wide, or I can do this in one piece. I probably need to try to knock that dent out before I do that. I don't know whether I should try to put a piece of skin over it with some kind of clip, those cleepers, clecos or something like that, or whether I should just cut this out first and try to straighten my dent here. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to score a straight line across here with a straight edge and just cut this all out, and then just make a patch that might be a little bit bigger, but it'll have a straight edge on it. Make my patch a little bit too big. It doesn't have hardly any curve in it. It's almost straight down through here. Yeah, we got plenty of junk, trash fell out of it. The inner panel don't look too bad. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can straighten up this bottom edge here. Looks like this got to go in, that's got to come out. I'll try to get that fairly straight, and spray some rust converter up in there. And once I can get this where I think it's about right, then I can form me a patch and start tack welding it in. Take an air hose and blow it around in there. Might spray a little more on these heavy areas. Well, I got a little tripod there, so that makes it a little better. I'm just using this little detail gun. Here are little channel locks and try to start straightening this out some. Big dent right here. Just bending a little bit at a time. You can kind of feel the metal go back to where it wants to be. That looks pretty straight. Now, yeah, I took a lot of that out. I'll take a hammer right in this area, pound that out a little bit, or pound it down. Yeah, I got a hammer here somewhere. Looking at it from the top. Cross converter down in there. Anyway, so now I can start working on this patch. I might do it in two pieces. That's a pretty long piece. And I'll have to put a straight edge on here. Yeah. Just by eye, and then it looks like I've got a high spot right there in the middle. So anyway, I'll kind of work on this. I've got some on the other side. I don't know if I could compare the two sides to see what is supposed to be straight or a little curve. Well, this side's not really doing me much good. I've got a good piece I'll put in on this one, but it looks to me like it should be straight all the way across there, not curved out or very little. So that's what I'll try to do on the other side, is get it straight. I'll mark my took my old piece here and put it on this piece of stainless and described the outline. So now I'm going to try to cut it out. Looks like you got well, that's pretty close. Now we'll go try to put it in and see what I got. Actually, not bad. It went in the hole. I thought it was going to be a little big, but probably not the best fit in the world. I usually like to cut them down a little after or before I put them in, but in this case, don't look like I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to fill some gaps in it. But I think as far as a piece goes, it looks like there's a big gap in the camera, but if you look down in here, it's just probably enough to get a butt clamp in it, and it has to go up some. Well, not the most ideal thing. What I can do is just start tacking it in a little bit and see what I do have. Well, there's my patch tacked in. It's a little lower than everything, which is what I want, so bondo will fix everything. Looks like I might have got a little high right there, but I'm gonna weld up this with a piece of coat hanger or something, get that sorted out, and then I'll cut these and knock them in a little bit. Alright, I've stuck a coat hanger right here in this crack, and I'm just gonna first tack it on one end, if I can get it hold still long enough. That's good. I'm just pushing it in here to where it's flush with the metal. I'll tack it again. And push it in again right here. This time I'm gonna not only weld it but cut it off. Well, I didn't cut it off. I'll do that a little later. Now I'll just go ahead and tack this coat hanger in here just like normal, about an inch apart. That filled that gap up real nice. And then once this cools a little, I'll come back and hit that again. And that gives you something to weld to without blowing a big hole in your metal. Hear it popping in there as it's relieving stress. I'll just see if I can melt this one off right here. And I got a big hole right here. I'm going to use the same procedure. Just going to weld this coat hanger into the hole. Press this down solid. Try to get it below the surface of that metal. Didn't work out too good. It popped out. Yeah, I'm going to try to cut it off right here. There we go. And if I can, push it in the hole. Nah. I need to use a cut-off wheel to cut that so it's not got a big lump on the end. Let's see if I can. No, it ain't gonna pound in. But anyway, my bottom one's cold. I'll put a few more tacks on it. I was actually able to lay a little bead on top of that. That's looked like it's sticking out quite a bit here, so I'm going to take my grinder and trim this up a little bit so I can pound it in further. Actually, this section right here is not bad. Yeah, welded that in good. I'm going to have a little extra grinding to do right there, but it's much easier than trying to patch a big hole. And I got another place right here. I can stick this coat hanger in here. I need to cut it so I can get a little better fit in that hole. Alright, I cut me a piece off here with a dikes, tacked it in. I'm just holding it in here. I'm going to tack it. Yeah, that's good. That filled that hole. And then I'll just go ahead and spot weld it all along there. And it's sticking out about half over the metal. But that should be good enough to melt something down in there. The rest of this I can probably managed to get ground up. Put my hood on here and try to straighten it up a little more. Yeah, looking at it from the top, sticking out a little. It's probably about half of the coat hanger. But I'll just go ahead and weld it up. Yeah, that's fine. Once I grind that off a little, it'll look pretty good. One thing, coat hanger's got some kind of a coating to keep it from rusting. You need to take that off before you do that. And you can also take your coat hanger and just weld a, like here's a pretty good gap. Coat hanger's too big to fill it. My wire feed's messed up on this welder. This is 23 thousandths wire, and the rollers don't want to grab it. So I got a big place there. I should be able to weld that crack now with just a torch. The wire just not feeding. Yeah, I'm burning through. So I'll work on another place and weld it up. Just keep moving around so I don't warp that panel too much. I'm gonna have to work out that roller. And welded the hanger. And I got a hole here I'm gonna move on and try to patch. Putting too much heat in it, burning through. Now I'll work here on the bottom a little. Well, I need to cut this, pound it in, because I've got my sheet metal overlapping there. Still, I should be cooling it with air. I'll go back here to this back corner. Try I might not have enough gas coming out of here. I'm sort of getting some jumping and splatter, so I'm going to turn my gas up a little. But anyway, you kind of see what's happening there with that wire or coat hanger, but it filled a pretty good gap in there, and I'm just gonna finish welding that up and grind it down and see what it looks like. Well, I wasn't having a hell of a lot of luck with that MIG welding. I don't know if it's the extension cord or what, but I switched it to flux core. We'll see what happens. Well, let's try some of this flux core. Finally got it loaded. Try it on these big holes here. Kind of splattering, but try it down here. I think I might have the polarity backwards on this. I think flux core is supposed to go the other way. I'll change it and see what happens. Well, switch the polarity around. See what kind of bead I get. Oh yeah, that's welding real nice now. Try it on this big hole over here. Doing pretty good. Putting a lot of weld on there, like always. It's going to be hard to grind off. But I think I'm going to stick with the flux core for now. It's getting dark, put away my stuff. But it's doing pretty good. The place where I TIG welded it obviously is much better. You can see where the smoke and fire was. Yeah, a little bit of grinding, but overall that patch is starting to look pretty nice. I noticed underneath the bottom here I got a lot of dents and bumps. Got to straighten that out. Well, we'll press on to that another day. For now, still testing out my little new welder, and I think the way to go is going to be TIG with the right size wire.